Hey guys, I'd love to share with you another short story. This short story is about a young prince in this kingdom whose father passed when he was yet quite young. And because he was still very young and at this time was still grieving, the time he should have taken power. He should have taken the seat of his father. It started raining. But because he was yet young and still grieving, the servants took control of all his affairs of running the kingdom until such an age that he could be responsible to handle the matters of the kingdom and to ascend the throne of his father. However, as time passed, and even the time passed that he should have been already coronated, it seems the servants just continued reigning as they felt he wasn't ready, and they just put it off. And this went on in years, even though he had now come of age. But he never actually stood up himself when he should have to say, I'm ready for this, to say, I'm ready now and I want this, and I'm an heir to the throne. So the servants just continued reigning in his place until it seems everyone even forgot about him. And these servants grew more greedy for power and wealth, and they wanted to hold on to that power. So they made his life very comfortable, so he never had to worry about things concerning the running of the kingdom. And as they grew more greedy, they became corrupt. They increased the tax on the people of the town so they could amass wealth for themselves, build bigger houses for themselves, acquire more land, buy more possessions for themselves. Eventually, nothing seemed to be enough for them. Now they wanted the palace to themselves. So they decided to put him out, since nobody seemed to remember about him any longer. They were the new rulers in town. So they put him out of the palace, and now he's become a wandering beggar and is forced to live on the streets, begging for bread. And all this time, he just felt sorry for himself, that people forgot about him, that people didn't need him, that he didn't live up to his father's stature. He just felt sorry for himself. But when he's on those streets, he started to see firsthand how people lived and how people were suffering. And people hated the current rulers. But they also remembered fondly the time his father reigned with justice and fairly, and how the kingdom prospered. Now the wicked were reigning, good people suffered. There was so much chaos and corruption, and the system was built only to benefit and to enrich those in power. The richer got richer and the poor got poorer. And then he woke up and realized that he had to get up and he had to rise up, face his own fears, and rise up to those current rulers who can take back power, more than for his own sake, but for the sake of the kingdom, for the sake of the people who suffered, so that he can bring back justice and fairness for the people and restore their livelihoods. He had to take his place because he was born for that reason. So I also like to share with you from the Bible. And today I want to share with you about Peter. And Jesus chose Peter to be a leader, even saying to him, I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. The time will come where Peter would fail and deny Jesus. Even before this, Jesus said to him, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. And as Jesus predicted to Peter, Peter would end up vehemently denying Christ when he was taken, fearing for his own life. And Jesus would go up to the cross. And not until Jesus resurrected from the grave and restored Peter before he would feel worthy again. And Jesus gave him this charge thrice: feed my lambs, tend my sheep, feed my sheep. And I wanted to share this about Peter because in some way, we're all called to be leaders in different aspects of our lives. But what does it mean to be a leader? In that place where Jesus was restoring Peter, Jesus would go on to say to Peter, truly I tell you, when you were young, you dressed yourself and walked where you wanted to. But when you're old, you stretch out your hands and another will dress you and carry you where you do not want to go. This means putting other people's needs in front of your own, giving your life for others. That's the difference you see in Peter from before, when he would have done anything to save his own skin. So afterwards, he became so bold. Even before the authorities, he feared not for his own life, but for the purpose he had been given. But I like that place where Jesus said to him how the devil had desired to have him and to sift him as wheat, but that he had prayed for him that his faith would not fail. And when he was converted, that he should strengthen his brethren. I like this because It says something that a lot of people are waiting for him. He's the key. A lot of people are waiting for him. So his faith is much more bigger than about himself. Jesus needs him to rise up again because a lot of people are waiting for him. A lot of people will need to look up to him. A lot of people are going to be fed by him. Just like the story I shared, your faith is so important because it's much bigger than you. If it's just about you, it doesn't matter. This is why the devil wanted to sift him as wheat, because he knew the impact he's going to have in the kingdom of God. As Jesus has said to him before, that upon this rock I'll build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. So the enemy was trying to stop him in his tracks. But thank God for Jesus. In him we find redemption. We find forgiveness in our place of failure. We find strength in our place of weakness. We find purpose in our place of hopelessness. Isn't it amazing when Jesus is in your life, when Jesus is on your side? You can't fail. The devil can't win because he's always going to help you out. He's going to help you to overcome and fulfill your purpose. And he is praying for you too. It says in Hebrews that Jesus has become a guarantor of a better covenant. As a high priest, it says he is able to save to the utmost those who draw near to God through him, seeing that he lives forever to make intercession for them. So with this, I'll conclude. Take Peter, how Jesus called him when he was just a mere fisherman. And Jesus told him, I'll make you a fish of men if you follow me. And Jesus completely transformed his life and gave him meaning and purpose, something much more worth living for. I hope, guys, you're encouraged. May God bless you. Thank you.